Okay, hey guys, welcome back to another edition of Math with Gilbert. Today we're going to be working with turning word problems into linear equations in the form of y equals mx plus b, just like we've been doing here for the last couple weeks. Some quick notes before we get started. So we're going to be given a word problem, and we're going to have to turn this into an equation. And there's some key words and things we're going to be looking for. First off is m. When we're looking for m, we need to know that the value of m is always represented by something reoccurring. Look for words like per, and, or for every. Whatever value is attached to those words, that is usually our m. The value of b is always represented by a one-time charge. Our b, we're looking for words like fee, charge, payment, or something somebody already has. It's not going to be changed. That's our b. Our y is usually represented by the total amount or the answer to the problem, and x represents what is related to the m, or what can change. So we have three examples. This is the first one. First two will move pretty slowly, and then the third is going to look just a little bit different, but I'll give you guys time to pause the video and work on your own. So m. Or we want to write everything in y equals mx plus b form. So m is usually represented, or the number that's next to words like per or for every, things like that. So this says a rental car company charges a flat fee of $40 plus $50 per mile. And we're going to write an equation for the cost of renting a car. So I'm looking for m. What number here is attached to the words like per or for every? That's 50 cents. 50 cents per mile. So m is going to be represented by the number 50 cents. Our x, or I'm sorry, let's go b first. Our b is usually represented by something that can't change. It's fixed. It's one time. So a rental car company charges a flat fee, a fee of $40. Okay, so we know that fee is $40 no matter what. No matter how far I drive, I'm paying that $40. So our B is $40. X is going to be like what changes, what can change, and that is going to be the miles. When you rent a car, everybody drives different miles, and the cost of renting this particular car changes on how many miles you drive. So X is represented by miles. And of course, our Y is going to be represented by the total cost. So part 2 down here says, how much would it cost to rent a car if you drove 200 miles? Well, my equation is going to be Y, the total cost, which we do not have, Y equals M, which is 50 cents, times X, which is how many miles we would drive. And here in the second part, it says, what if we drove 200 miles? So 50 cents times 200 plus B, or plus the $40 that it costs to rent the car no matter what. So this is what the equation would look like. Y equals 50 cents times 200 plus 40. And now we want to solve for y to get our total. So we'll solve one piece at a time. 50 cents times 200 is 100. Bring down the plus 40. And 100 plus 40, y equals $140 to rent a car if you drive 200 miles. All right, so here's question number 2. Michelle has $750 in her bank account. She spends an average of $30 a week. We're going to write an equation that represents the activity in her bank account. Okay, so let's start with M. M is going to be what is reoccurring, or what's changing. So M, Michelle has $750 in her bank account. That's what she already has. And she spends an average of $30 a week. Well, $30 is connected to the words like per and $30 a week, which means it could be multiple weeks. So M is represented by $30. But this problem is a little different because she spends an average. If you are spending, are we adding? No, if we're spending, we're losing. So M is going to be a negative number. M is negative $30. Our B is represented by something that is either a one-time charge or something we already have. Here, Michelle already has $750. So that is going to be our B. X is represented by something that is going to be changing. The only thing changing here is the number of weeks that she spends money. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It could be a lot of weeks. We don't know how many weeks, but we do know that X should represent how many weeks. And Y is our total. So currently, our equation should look like this. Y, the total, we don't know. Y equals M, which is negative 30, times X, the amount of weeks, plus $750. That's what she already has. Part 2 says, how much money would Michelle have left in her account after 6 weeks? Okay, so there's our question. After 6 weeks, how much money will she have? So we have our Y, the total we're trying to find. Our M is negative 30 because that's what she spends. And now we have a value for X. X represents weeks, and here it says there are 6 of them. So negative 30 times 6 plus $750 that she already has. We'll solve one piece at a time. Bring down the Y equals 30 times 6 is 180. And a negative times a positive is negative. And bring down the 750. So here we have 750 and a negative 180. They have different signs, so we're going to subtract. 0 minus 0 is 0. We got to borrow from the 7. 15 minus 8 is 7, and 6 minus 1 is 5. 570. So Y, after 6 weeks, she will have a total of $570. All right. We're going to move on to question number 3. Give me a second to erase my screen. There's the bell. It's almost like we're at real school together. You're not dismissed yet. Hopefully there's not too much background noise. And question number 3, if you want to pause the video and attempt question 3 on your own, you may do that now. If you want to work together, we'll start that now. So Caden hires a painter to paint his house. The painter charges $80 for all of the material plus $20 per hour to paint. How much will it cost Caden to have his house painted if it takes 8 hours to finish the job? All right. So now this is not a 2-part question. This is just almost like a test-like question. So we need to find our M. We need to find our B. We need to understand what X represents. And for the most part, Y is always our total. And we know it all needs to be put together in Y equals MX plus B form to find our answer. So M, what's reoccurring? What can change here? And that, or not what can change, but what can be applied more than once? Looking for words like per, and, for every. Well, this says $20 per hour. So this 20 is going to be represented with M. Our B is a one-time charge, a flat fee, something somebody already has. And that is going to be our 80. The painter charges $80 for all of the materials. Well, all of the materials can't happen more than once. So our B is represented by $80. X changes. Well, based on this painter, all houses are different. So what can change is going to be the number of hours it takes to paint a house. So X is represented by hours. In this case, As we read on, it says it takes the painter 8 hours to finish the job. So X is going to be represented by the number 8. And in order to figure out how much it costs, we plug all these values into our equation. Y is the total, we don't know that yet, equals M, or 20 times X, which is 8 hours, plus the $80 for the materials that the painter charges. 20 times 8 is 160. Bring down the plus 80. And 160 plus 80 is me $240. It will cost Caden $240 to hire a painter if the painter only paints for 8 hours. So there you go. If you guys have any questions, please make sure to join the tutorial sessions through Zoom. And that is all I got. So have a good day, and we will see you when we see you.